Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about 10 Traits Leadership Institute, or more specifically, the Alexia Parks 10 Traits Leadership Institute. And Alexia is the founder, and she's here to speak about that very topic. Welcome, Alexia, and tell us what it's all about.
Thank you, George. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to talk with your audience today, and thank you for inviting me. 10 Traits was actually founded in 1990, so it's more than a 30-year-old nonprofit tax-exempt organization. And when we were developed and continuing through today, we have developed a toolkit of online training programs, in-person seminars, and publications that speak to not only the point of leadership, personal development, anti-bias tools, and so forth, but speaks to the issue that I really want to focus on this morning is sustainability, food security, and professional development in these fields that focused on applying food security in your own community, like right here in Ventura County. For me, George, and I think for your audience, those who learn about our newest program called First Food Responders will understand and firmly believe that it's time to deploy what I call an army of home cooks, people who love to cook, people like your neighbors or yourself who love to cook, who have a home kitchen or have easy access to a commercial kitchen, perhaps in a school or a religious facility, based facility, or a commercial kitchen nearby. So they're in your neighborhood, people who love to cook. And I say it's time to deploy this army because they represent that concept, First Food Responders, which is a program that is new to us, launched in Ojai a couple of years ago, and where I serve as president of that program. It is representing a diversified and ethnically diversified network of people who are able to respond on demand to prepare emergency meals, either from their home or from a nearby commercial kitchen.
Okay, so this is in Ojai, and is are the plans that it evolve even outside of the county?
Oh, absolutely. It actually was launched in, as I mentioned, in Ojai, but then the other part of that is it was actually first picked up. I actually went to the supervisors in Ventura County and talked about it, but the people who heard about it and responded the fastest were Riverside County. We have been successful. We've signed 4 contracts with agencies that include Continuum of Care, Area Agency on Aging, Housing, Community Action Partnership. And it was so successful over the last 2 years, providing more than 600 meals to the food insecure, like the elderly, individuals with health issues, hungry children, hungry families, including the homeless and those who have been housed in temporary housing through Project Roomkey. It was so successful that the leadership actually took our First Food Responders program to the White House for a White House initiative on what worked and what was successful during COVID, and to help people. And it was also that same week taken to the Harvard University Kennedy School. So we are extremely excited. And this is why it's not just Ojai, not just Riverside, but wherever there are people who love to cook, who have a home kitchen or access and want to help feed the food insecure. And in fact, I say, George, the path to zero hunger in America and in a community, a county like Ventura County, starts with the home cook.
Wow. Now, for the these are volunteers that are doing these cooking? Is that the case?
There's actually 2 different groups. One are what I call good-hearted volunteers, people who show up, at the potlucks and at their centers and provide food just on call, on demand. And then people who need a scholarship and a stipend. These may be low-income women, especially women of color, Black women, Indigenous women, refugees from every country, that's represented in Ventura County. And these people are people who need a scholarship or a stipend. And so this is where we take some of our profits, we also turn to philanthropy to get donations. And we have had federal funding as well coming in through the Project Room Key campaign. So it comes from a variety of sources to support the people. Those who need it, get it. Those who don't, who are housing secure, have a secure income, and don't need a scholarship, do it as a volunteer.
Okay, so regardless of whether they're a volunteer or getting a scholarship or a stipend, how do they know what to cook?
Oh, well, I'm also author of a number of books, and one of those is called 23 Ingredients. 23 as in the number 23 and ingredients. And people can search for that, but we actually have a training program, and part of our online courses and training in food safety, food security, kitchen safety management, and so on, is to help people learn how to eat better food. So we offer not only basic nutrition education, but for those who are seeking an anti-inflammatory diet, we give them that training program as an option. They can opt in, and actually there's a 21-day challenge where I've had, for example, I'm a United Nations mentor who was assigned to work with a young woman leader from the global south in Africa. And over the 18 months where we met once a week online, she rose to become the #1 social impact entrepreneur for Fortune magazine at their Most Powerful Women conference in California. It's very exciting. We've stayed friends, but 2 years ago, she was invited to Harvard University Kennedy School Leadership Program, and she was feeling she needed to eat better food. She was eating on campus and not getting what she needed. So she called and said, "Alexia, can you coach me?" And so I coached this world leader. Her program was to lift 200 young women out of the slums of Kampala, Uganda, by teaching them micro-entrepreneurship, mentorship, and leadership training. And those are my wheelhouse. Those are my skills. And so I was one of 12 people out of a pool of 800 selected for that opportunity to mentor her. And it's been a great success. We've been friends to date from 2014 to the present and beyond.
Very good. Well, we're running out of time here, Alexia. I wonder if you could briefly state how a person could get involved, whether it's to be a cook or whether it's to receive food.
Well, there's two ways. One is 10traits.org, O-R-G is a shortcut, the number 10, the word traits.org. And then also the First Food Responders, with an S, firstfoodresponders.com is the direct link, and it actually includes a link to programs, and people can request a catalog. We have for-credit, non-credit programs that go from early childhood education, farm to child, all the way up to professional university credit for people who need to be certified as professionals in a field that may have to do with food, how to avoid food waste and how to help people eat better food for not only their own personal health, but for mental health. And that's a whole nother conversation, George, about the microbiome. Ohio Valley Magazine did a article in 2021, the fall edition of that, on making friends with your microbiome. That's at the basis of the 23 ingredients. It's a universal meal planner that can be done anywhere in the world, any country, any culture, any source of food that's available. It's built on a 50-year proven, tested program by my partner, the person who is co-author of the same book by the same title, First Food Responders, coming out in early 2023. It's all linked from firstfoodresponders.com.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Alexia. We're just about out of time here. I wonder if you have a very brief message.
Oh, my pleasure.
I just wonder if you have a very brief closing message you'd like to leave for folks.
Well, the simple message for folks listening today is that to remind them that the path to zero hunger in Ventura County and America lies with a network of diversified home cooks, wherever they may be, because they will be able to respond on demand when there's an emergency, when it's even anticipating, disaster preparedness, so that if an emergency or unexpected event like a wildfire or a flood, like the St. Thomas fire, for example, people are available. people can respond because they're networked. Now, they don't have to. They may be traveling, they may not be able at that moment. But if you think of these people, and even the people who are caregivers, who are feeding elderly people or want to help their family members, reduce or reverse or prevent an illness, they will want to engage in at least some of the basic nutrition and actually where to access affordable, low-cost, fresh, local produce and products that are available in this county.
Thank you very much, Alexia. We're going to wrap things up now.
Okay.
This is George Alger signing off of this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.